Challenge: no plastics in my food packaging. All of this, forbidden. Cans are lined with plastic on the inside. And these, glass body, metal lid, seems fine? Nope, there's plastic in the lid for sealing. Good luck with anything in here. Hell, even a lot of vegetables and fruits have plastic stickers or wrapping. The actual practicalities of avoiding plastic for a single week weren't too bad really. I could get bread, plenty of vegetables and fruits, some chocolates. I found a single soft cheese that was wrapped plastics free. I made my own bread spread from tomatoes, my own ice cream from frozen blueberries. My cooking is largely based on fresh vegetables anyway, so I was fine there. Early on I bought some things where I genuinely believed there was no plastics in them, but I turned out to be wrong. With many products I just had to guess. While there is a recycling code standard, Germany has no laws requiring that consumers actually get this information. I expected the challenge to be hard, but it was still astounding to see just how thoroughly plastics permeate almost every part of food packaging. And really, it's no wonder. Plastics are amazing at what we want them to do, which in the case of food, frequently involves keeping it fresh and unspoiled and delicious for much longer than we could without plastics packaging. Unfortunately, there might be some unforeseen consequences to using quite so much of it. About half of all plastics are for single-use items that get thrown away immediately. While there are efforts to recycle, a lot of waste still ends up somewhere else on the globe, usually where it becomes a problem for the local poor people at first, and then for the global ecosystem later on. Once plastics have been dumped as cheaply as possible, they don't really decompose, they just break down into smaller pieces of plastic, microplastics, which can travel around ecosystems and which are really good at transporting organic compounds, which is not great, because a lot of organic compounds shouldn't be traveling around the ecosystem. Microplastics are found in water and soil all over the world, in plants, and yes, inside of human blood, including unborn human babies. The effects of this are not thoroughly researched yet, but the general consensus is that this is, at best, something to be concerned about, and at worst, an ecological time bomb. Most of the research around the effects of microplastic on living things is only a few years old, and with recent focus, we can expect that our knowledge in this area will expand rapidly in the coming decade. In the meantime, it is, as always, a good idea to think about a problem from multiple angles. If what we care about is a general sense of sustainability, then plastics in the ecosystems are just one problem among several. Like, here's a fun conundrum. Glass is kinda terrible for being transported around, because it is super heavy and fragile, and needs a lot of energy to be molten down for recycling. So if you have to make a decision between the same item in a plastic container and a glass jar, one is gonna be worse for climate change, and the other might end up as microplastics in your unborn grandchildren. Have fun working out which one will weigh on your conscience more in 30 years. The takeaway from this challenge is a reminder that the allure of easy metrics is mostly an illusion. It is hard to put an exact number on how sustainable something is, but very easy to objectively measure how much plastic something contains. Yet it is also incredibly obvious that the plastics-free cheese is significantly less sustainable than a regional seasonal squash that happens to have a small plastic sticker on it. But maybe we could stop companies from individually wrapping their chocolate in 3 different layers of plastic when there's clearly no need to.